Eric Bischoff has once again slammed CM Punk and explained why he criticized the AEW star for being backstage at last week's Monday Night Raw taping in Chicago. Adam Cole, baby, could be about to return to the independent scene as he seemingly signals his intent to go after an indie promotion's World Championship. An update on Mercedes Moné's New Japan Pro Wrestling contract. Speaking of New Japan, Jon Moxley has been announced for the New Japan Strong Resurgence event. An update on Nick Aldis' contract status with Impact Wrestling. AEW Rampage once again will be airing outside its usual time slot. Stokely Hathaway gives an update on who knew about MJF's return at All Out in 2022. Griff Garrison, what's the latest on his status, while Brian Pillman Jr. is going to give us an update on that. And Harley Cameron says being in AEW is a dream come true. Hey guys, welcome back to Wrestling News 365. Hope everyone is doing very well. As always, there are plenty of news stories to get into in the world of All Elite Wrestling. Let's start off talking about Eric Bischoff shooting on CM Punk. What's new? Well, WWE Hall of Famer Eric Bischoff has shared his honest thoughts on CM Punk, explaining why he called him a certain word that resembles a female dog when he was backstage at Raw last week. Ahead of his rumored return to All Elite Wrestling, Punk was reportedly backstage at the April 24 Monday Night Raw taping at the Allstate Arena in Chicago, Illinois. It was reported by several sources that Paul Levesque, Triple H, was one of the several names who Punk spoke to, with the WWE Chief Content Officer reportedly clearly surprised that the AEW star was there. Punk reportedly asked Levesque if he was okay to stick around, and Levesque told him he'd have to ask the big guy, that being Vince McMahon, if indeed that would be permitted. Punk, though, was ultimately asked to leave by WWE Head of Security Jim Kelly, which he did without any incident. Following these reports, Bischoff took to Twitter to call CM Punk a bitch. Speaking on his 83 Weeks podcast, Bischoff addressed the situation again, noting that he has no respect for the former AEW World Champion. Arguing that Punk's Raw return came off as a desperate move, Bischoff said, quote, "What a desperate bitch. Maybe because I have zero respect for him, like none. To me, it just came off as a desperate move for attention. I did controversy. When controversy works in your favor, it's great. But controversy can also have blowback. I don't think there's going to be any blowback or negative reaction to this other than maybe from me, which clearly doesn't matter. But to me, he just comes off as a desperate little bitch, which is what he really is. He's a bitch. He's a whiny, overrated bitch." Wow. Bischoff, how do you really feel though? Now, since then, Punk has visited the recent Impact Wrestling television taping, also in Chicago. We covered that on a recent video, so be sure to check that out. But do you agree with Eric Bischoff's terminology of CM Punk? Let me know your thoughts on that in the comment section below. Adam Cole may be about to return to the independent scene. Of course, he recently returned to AEW. Adam Cole may have just only returned to an AEW ring following his recent injury, but he appears to be prepared to branch out beyond his home company to challenge for the Progress World Championship. During an interview at the For Love of Wrestling panel this weekend, Cole made it clear he would like to perform for the British promotion again, and he had a prediction regarding the title. Spike Trivet won't be holding the belt for much longer. Current champion Spike Trivet heard what Cole had to say and ended up confronting the AEW star, which led to a photograph being shared of them squaring off, which got the wrestling world speculating about a potential future match between the two of them. Trivet has been a dominant champion for Progress, first capturing the title in August of 2022 after defeating former WWE superstar Big Damo. Since then, he has defeated all comers from Jonathan Gresham to Axel Tischer, but Cole is seemingly eyeing up the chance of claiming the gold for himself. AEW has always been open with allowing talent to go and work for other independent promotions, and Cole does have a history with Progress. He has competed 3 times for the promotion, with one of those being when he and Roderick Strong challenged for the Progress Tag Team Championships, even though he hasn't worked for the British promotion since 2016. With AEW heading to Wembley Stadium in London in the summer, having some representation from the company across the country on the independent scene could be one way of building up anticipation and buzz for the big stadium show. So could Adam Cole be about to progress over to the AEW, to the British promotion? Screwed up the pun at the end there as well. Mercedes Moné, what's next for her when it comes to New Japan Pro Wrestling, or I guess just general wrestling? I guess what's going to happen next. A new report has revealed the latest update on Mercedes Moné's New Japan Pro Wrestling contract status. at Stardom All-Star Grand Queendom, Mayu Iwatani defeated Mercedes Mone to win the IWGP Women's Championship. Since her loss, there has been conflicting reports regarding Mone's contract status with New Japan and Stardom. Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful Select provided the latest update, noting that Mercedes Mone is on a per-appearance deal with New Japan and Stardom under the umbrella of Bushiroad, of course. Despite this deal, the former IWGP Women's Champion is committed to work with New Japan through their upcoming Resurgence events in Long Beach, California on May 21st. At the Resurgence show, Mone is scheduled to compete in a one-night tournament to determine the first New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong Women's Champion. Mercedes will face CM Ao Stephanie Vacqua, while Stardom's Momo Kogo will go one-on-one with AEW's Willow Nightingale. The winners of both matches will meet on the same night to crown the inaugural champion. As previously reported, Mercedes Mone was not scheduled for further dates with New Japan and Stardom following the Resurgence event, but she has kind of mused and contemplated what's next for her after her Bushiroad deal has expired. Mone has crafted an impressive resume in and outside of the ring, but she wants to do even more once her contract with Bushiroad expires. The CEO sprung up in New Japan waters this past January at Wrestle Kingdom 17, confronting then IWGP Women's Champion Kairi. The following month, Mone claimed the title herself and has become a key attraction for the company ever since then. Mone's time in New Japan may soon be coming to an end, though, as her deal, as I mentioned, is reportedly set to conclude at New Japan's Resurgence on May 21st. While Mone's deal appears to be winding down, TMZ Sports asked what may lie ahead for her. Besides just wrestling, I have so many auditions in the bank. I have movies coming up. I have TV shows coming out, Mone said. Besides just finishing The Mandalorian Season 3, there is just so much coming for me. I just cannot believe the amount of support and respect that I've been receiving from all over the world, not just from wrestling fans, from Star Wars fans, from all of the fans all over the world, just to see what I'm doing next. I don't know what's in my next chapter, but I know I have so much lined up. It should be noted that Mone did not explicitly confirm nor deny the reports that her contract is up on May 21st, which suggests a last-minute extension could possibly emerge. Whenever they do part ways, though, there are sure to be many promotions keeping a close eye on Mone. While the world will have to wait and see what happens with her next, her former tag team partner Naomi, now known as Trinity, made her Impact Wrestling debut over the weekend as she wrestled Kylie King. Her actual TV debut is going to take place this coming Thursday. But keeping with New Japan Pro Wrestling, Jon Moxley is also going to be at the upcoming New Japan Strong Resurgence event in California. New Japan Pro Wrestling announced on Sunday night that AEW star and former AEW World Champion Jon Moxley will be competing at New Japan Strong's next event, Resurgence, on May 21st. His opponent, as of right now, has yet to be revealed. The former AEW World Champion's last New Japan appearance was in October 2022 at the Night Before Rumble on 44th Street event, where he teamed with Amazing Red, Eddie Kingston, Homicide, YOH, and Kazuchika Okada in an elimination tag team match. Their team won against Team Filthy and the Bullet Club. Moxley is a former two-time IWGP United States Heavyweight Champion. The Blackpool Combat Club member's second and last reign started in January 2020 when he defeated Lance Archer in a Texas death match at Wrestle Kingdom 14. The reign ended in July of 2021 after Archer regained the title during Night 2 of the 2021 AEW Fighter Fest event. Archer is actually part of the recent IWGP US Championship No. 1 Contenders Tournament. The current IWGP United States Champion is none other than Kenny Omega, who Moxley and the other members of the BCC are feuding with in All Elite Wrestling. Resurgence will be taking place at the Walter Pyramid in Long Beach, California. The lineup for the event also includes the IWGP US Championship No. 1 Contenders Tournament match between Will Ospreay and Hiroshi Tanahashi, and the crowning of the first New Japan Strong Women's Champion, as I mentioned. The event is going to be available for around $22 on New Japan World, if indeed you do want to watch it. So there you go. Moxley's going to be at that event as well. An update on Nick Aldis in Impact Wrestling 2. We're kind of going all over the company today, aren't we? Nick Aldis is in Impact Wrestling for a good time, but maybe not a long time, according to Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful Select. Many have been asking about the contract status of Nick Aldis after he returned to the company at Rebellion. While many have speculated that Aldis was on a handshake deal, Fightful have learned that that is not the case. Instead, he's on a short-term agreement that looks to be a feeling out process for the two sides. Fightful have been told that Aldis is concerned about seeing how things work and having a positive impact on the company, and didn't want the status of his deal with the company to overshadow the work there. Some are speculating this is just a case of Aldis keeping up something to do whilst WWE figures out what they're going to do with their hiring freeze. They did have talks with Aldis, but of course they're not really signing any main roster talent right now, but that could change once the merger with UFC is complete. So maybe it's just a case of Aldis keeping his options open. Let's go back to AEW and talk about Rampage this coming weekend. The preemptions for AEW Rampage continue. AEW Rampage will air outside of its normal time slot for the 5th consecutive week. Over the past few weeks, AEW Rampage has been airing outside of its normal 10 p.m. Eastern time slot, dating back to the April 14 episode. TNT's website revealed that next week's edition, next week's edition, long day, will air on Saturday, May 13 due to TNT coverage of the NHL playoffs. The Friday, April 14 episode of AEW Rampage aired at 9:42 p.m. Eastern after the coverage of the NBA playoffs. The NBA leading contributed to the highest total viewership for the show since 2021. The following week's edition aired on Saturday, April 22 at 10 p.m. Eastern, while the following show aired on Friday, April 28 at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. This week's episode is scheduled to air on Friday, May 5th at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Prior to this run of consecutive weeks of shifting time slots, Rampage was also moved in March due to TNT's coverage of the US soccer national team. So Rampage kind of all over the place, and it kind of does give you an indication as to what might happen when it comes to the upcoming Saturday show, AEW Collision. That's probably going to be moved all over the place due to preemptions, sporting events, etc. Now, it's quite funny, isn't it? Because the last time we saw CM Punk inside of an AEW ring, he was confronted by MJF at the end of All Out 2022. And a bit of an update when it comes to the whole, TNT-ness of the upcoming Collision show. But Stokely Hathaway has revealed who knew about MJF's return at All Out last year. After 3 months off of television, a masked MJF returned to All Elite Wrestling at All Out 2022 to win the Casino ladder match to earn a shot at the AEW World Championship, thanks to help from Stokely Hathaway and the firm. Later in the show, Maxwell Jacob Friedman unmasked to confront then AEW World Champion CM Punk following his win over Jon Moxley. Speaking on Talk Is Jericho, Hathaway revealed that he was the only member of the firm to know that MJF would be returning under the devil mask. He said, quote, "I felt bad. I wouldn't say lying, but I knew for a certain period of time that Max was coming back. I knew he was coming back, but it's not up to me to tell the other people. Plus, I was sworn to secrecy, and I wanted this act to play out. As you know, you tell one person, they tell this person, and everyone knows. No one else in the group knew until a few minutes after we did the ladder deal. When asked what he told people if they asked him if he knew anything, Stokely answered, quote, I would just say, oh, I don't know, little old me, I have no clue. Afterwards, we went into this tour bus and Max was hidden in this tour bus, and that's when everyone else found out what the plan was." Ahead of MJF's return, Stokely Hathaway handed business cards to Big Bill, Ethan Page, Lee Moriarty, Austin and Colton Gunn to form the firm. We spoke yesterday about how original plans had him paired up with Jade Cargill and why that didn't work out, so you can check that on that video. What's going on with Griff Garrison? No, not Jungle Boy, Griff Garrison. AEW star Griff Garrison has been sidelined since October when he had surgery for an undisclosed injury. According to his tag team partner Brian Pillman Jr., it seems Garrison is getting closer to an in-ring return. Quote, "He's great," Pillman Jr. told Fightful in a recent interview. "I just talked to him. He's about 3 weeks out from bumping, so in about 3 weeks, his body will be able to withstand the punishment that the business places on our bodies, which means he'll be very healthy in about 3 weeks. I'm very excited for him. As you know, Griff's a great athlete, such a great looking kid. We had a big history, a big future together, so I'm looking forward to seeing what happens when he comes back." In the meantime, Pillman Jr. has formed a tag team with Brock Anderson, and the two have picked up a few victories together on AEW Dark. He recalled how his mother always said that Arn Anderson would be a family friend, and the prophecy came true. While Pillman Jr. is looking forward to seeing where his team with Anderson goes, it remains a mystery what will happen when Garrison does return. He teased, quote, "You never know, there could be a surprise, there could be a turn, there could be a twist." Garrison made his AEW debut in the midst of the pandemic in June 2020 when the company was anchored at Daly's Place in Jacksonville, Florida for television tapings. The 25-year-old started teaming with Pillman Jr. that July, but it wasn't until December when they were dubbed the Varsity Blondes. They've made several AEW Dynamite appearances in matches against the likes of FTR, the Good Brothers, and the Inner Circle, and of course the Young Bucks. Not even known as the Varsity Blondes anymore, they're just the Blondes, because they lost that name as part of a match. Finally, Harley Cameron, she's a part of QTV, and she's very, very happy to be there. She says it's a dream come true. Cameron competed on multiple episodes of AEW Dark before she was introduced as a member of QTV's team, alongside Powerhouse Hobbs, QT Marshall, Aaron Solo, and others on the March 15 episode of AEW Dynamite. Since then, she has appeared several times on AEW TV, so though QTV suffered a setback when Wardlow beat Powerhouse Hobbs for the TNT Championship on the April 19 episode of AEW Dynamite. During a virtual signing with KNS's WrestleFest, Cameron was asked about Hobbs' loss to Wardlow. She then commented on her run in AEW up to this point and noted that being part of the company is a dream come true. She said, quote, "Just for now, okay, just for now, we have a plan B coming up, so we're very equipped for what's happening next. I'm loving AEW. AEW is amazing, and it's just awesome to be there. It's my dream came true, so I'm very, very happy." So maybe QTV has more planned for Wardlow in the future. I don't know. But there you go, guys. It's the latest AEW news for you. Be sure to smash a like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll speak to you again very, very soon.
Hey guys, thank you for watching, listening, streaming, or however you come across this video today. Be sure to click on the video on the right there to watch our next video, or click the bottom there to subscribe, or the bottom right-hand corner. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you again very soon.